So obviously 24 and 48 hour film challenges are not a new thing. However, there is a new 48 hour film challenge that has originated in the UK, and that is the Lambda and RD Studios partnership 48 hour film festival. And as a group of friends, we decided we would try and participate under the guise of Cornetto Trilogy. Shout out if you get that reference. And basically, here's how it went. So in this video, I wanted to give you a few tips, talk about our 48 hours, the processes that we went through, and just basically how it went. The film is actually already out on YouTube. If you want to check it out, click the link in the description and watch it, then come back to this video. So before any good shoot, obviously we had to convene at the pub, and basically how the Lambda Challenge works is you get a prompt and a prop at 7 p.m. Friday night, and then from that 7 p.m. mark you have 48 hours to complete the challenge. Our prop was a candle and our line of dialogue was, "What's that smell?"
What's that smell?
So after hashing it out over a pint of Guinness at the pub, we then went away, storyboarded, did a little bit of scripting, came up with some few ideas, and by that evening we had our idea consolidated. So we'd already picked a location prior to the challenge, so no matter what dialogue or prop we got, we would be filming in that location. So we basically organised everything around that location. So our location was actually an abandoned housing estate. And one of the members from our group, Harry, actually walks his dog around there frequently, and you are allowed to walk around within reason. Obviously, if you're being respectful, not breaking anything, you can be there, as we did speak to a member of the police, and this was all okay. So we thought, what better place to film our short film? Everything went smoothly on the day. We got some amazing shots, and our post-apocalyptic film was filmed in the perfect setting, so it all looked amazing. We shot the film on my Blackmagic 6K Pro and Samyang lenses. We went for a shoulder mount to give it that kind of raw feeling, and I think it translated really well. We used a lot of homemade props during the film, and our gas mask was actually made from a can of beans and some old glasses. Now, obviously being a 48-hour film challenge, we had to be very quick with everything. So we kind of opted to stay on the shoulder rig and keep everything nice and fast, moving around the whole estate from location to location, just smashing out the shots as quick as we could. So for our monster, we wanted to use the drone and kind of do FPV style stuff to chase our victims. We did try this. Obviously the FPV goes very fast and our victims could not run that quick, so it ended up being a little bit funky, didn't really work, and I actually crashed the drone as well. Luckily, it only chipped a propeller and we were all good. And we actually opted to put the GoPro on a stick, and that became our monster. And after a good day's shooting, we left the location nice and tidy, made it look as if we were never there, took the footage home and went on to the edit. There were actually 3 people working on elements of the edit at one time. I was doing the main edit myself. Kieran was sourcing all of the sound effects and the music for the short, and then Harry was working on the VFX elements. The edit was pretty linear. There was nothing too fancy for me to do, so it was just a case of smashing everything out. We didn't shoot with a boom, so there was no need to sync anything up. So yeah, pretty simple. Now, the VFX were actually a little bit complex for some of the parts of this short film. Obviously, we had to comp in What's That Smell into our town, which was done beautifully by Harry. And then we actually used AI to create the monster and combine a lot of different AI images of a monster to create this bat-like flying thing that comes from the closet. And obviously for the grade, we wanted to get that post-apocalyptic look. So we went for something that really muted the greens, and then within the color grading software, we tweaked the grass to change it from this nice green to this very dirty, dead looking brown, which obviously worked really well. Obviously, sound design is a massive factor in this film. We haven't got much dialogue, so the sound design really has to work hard. So I worked with Kieran and Bailey. Bailey was our actor. So Kieran was sourcing all of these little sound effects for me to use within the timeline. And then Bailey was doing some ADR lines through actually speaking into his hands like this. So it sounded like he was talking into the gas mask. And after about 5 or 6 different exports, we were finally ready to submit. We had a nice polished version, all the bars, all the VFX, all the sound design and the grade really brought it together. And we were ready to submit. So we submitted around 6:50 p.m. on the Sunday. So we were really cutting it close. We had about 10 minutes to spare. And then after that, it was just a waiting game to see if we made the shortlist. And we actually did make the shortlist. It was meant to be a top 10 shortlist, but it actually turned out to be a top 11 shortlist. So Cornetto Trilogy was through to the next round. And everyone within the shortlist was invited to LAMDA Theatre in London to screen all 11 films and then pick our top 3 and a winner. So a few of us that helped out on the day went to the screening and it was great. It was awesome to see all 11 contestants and all of the shortlist. There were some amazing films and it was just great to meet everyone and have a look around the LAMDA Theatre as well. So there would have been 3 winners. So first place got £2,000, second place got £1,500 and third place got £1,000. Now, unfortunately, we did not win. We didn't place top 3, but the 3 winners were amazing. There is a link in the description down below to the LAMDA website where you can watch the top 3. So we didn't win, but that is not going to stop us. We are planning to enter next year, and I would highly recommend that you also enter, as it is great fun. You actually learn quite a lot within those 48 hours about your capabilities. And if you make the shortlist and get to go to the screening, it is a great time to network as well. So I will leave a link in the description as well to the sign up page. Hopefully it's live for next year's event. But thank you guys for watching. If you did have any questions about how we did anything in the short film, then please drop us a comment in the comment section down below and I'll catch you next time.